McDonald's made $14 billion last year. Not from burgers, not from fries, not from the McFlurry that the ice cream machine is always broken for. From rent. McDonald's is one of the largest real estate companies on earth. The food is almost entirely irrelevant, and they have been hiding this in plain sight for 70 years, behind a clown, behind a drive-thru, behind a dollar menu that makes you feel like you are getting a deal. You are not getting a deal. You are walking into someone's property portfolio. To understand what McDonald's actually is, you need to go back to 1954. Ray Kroc is a milkshake machine salesman, not a particularly successful one. He drives to a burger restaurant in San Bernardino, California, owned by two brothers named McDonald, because they ordered 8 of his machines. 8. That is enough to make shakes for 40 customers simultaneously. He wants to know why. What he finds is the most efficient food operation he has ever seen. Assembly line burgers. Standardized process. 15-cent hamburgers served in under a minute. In 1954, that is basically a magic trick. Kroc makes a deal. He will franchise the McDonald's system across America. He will sell the concept. He will build the empire. There is one problem. Franchising a restaurant concept in the 1950s made almost no money. The franchise fees were tiny. The royalties barely covered operating costs. Kroc is building something enormous and running out of cash to do it. He is losing money, badly, for years. Then a man named Harry Sonneborn walks into his office and says something that changes everything. You are not in the food business. You are in the real estate business. 6 words. That is all it took. And those 6 words turned a struggling milkshake salesman into the landlord of the entire world. Here is how it actually works. McDonald's does not just franchise its brand and recipes to operators. McDonald's buys or leases the land and the building where each restaurant sits. Then, McDonald's rents that property back to the franchisee at a marked-up rate, typically 40% above what McDonald's paid for it. So the franchisee pays McDonald's rent every month. On top of the royalty fees they already pay on every single sale, McDonald's is the landlord. Think about what that means. The franchisee takes all the operational risk. They hire the staff. They manage the food. They deal with the health inspections and the broken ice cream machines and the customer who wants to speak to the manager about their order. If the restaurant performs badly, they absorb the loss. McDonald's collects the rent regardless. Good month? McDonald's gets paid. Bad month? McDonald's gets paid. Pandemic shuts down restaurants worldwide. McDonald's still owns the land. The land is still there. Right now, McDonald's owns or controls the leases on approximately 40,000 properties across 100 countries. The real estate portfolio is valued at somewhere between $30 and $40 billion. Let that sit for a second. A company you think sells Big Macs is sitting on $40 billion worth of property. But it gets more interesting. Because McDonald's does not just own random buildings, McDonald's has one of the most sophisticated location intelligence operations in the world. Before a single brick is laid on a new restaurant, McDonald's has analyzed traffic patterns, population density, income levels, nearby competitors, projected footfall, proximity to schools and offices and highways. They are not just buying land. They are buying the best possible land in every market they enter, and they are doing it decades before that land becomes obviously valuable. This is the part most people never consider. When McDonald's opened locations in suburban America in the 1960s, that land was cheap. Fields and parking lots. Nobody wanted it. McDonald's wanted it. 40 years later, those suburbs are cities. That cheap land is now some of the most commercially valuable real estate in America. And McDonald's owns it. They did not get lucky. They had better data than anyone else about where people were going to live and shop and eat. They bought the land first. They built the restaurants second. The burgers were always just the reason to be there. And here is something most people never think about. McDonald's does not need their restaurants to be full. Think about that for a second. A traditional restaurant lives and dies on covers. Empty tables mean empty tills. The owner goes home with nothing. McDonald's franchisee has an empty restaurant on a Tuesday afternoon. McDonald's still collects rent. McDonald's franchisee is turning away customers on a Saturday night. McDonald's collects a percentage of every single one of those sales on top of the rent. McDonald's has engineered a business where they profit from both failure and success, where the upside is shared and the downside belongs entirely to someone else. This is not unique to McDonald's. It is the oldest trick in capitalism, but nobody has executed it at this scale. Nobody has hidden it this well, and nobody has wrapped it in a Happy Meal and called it lunch. Here is the number that makes this real. In a recent financial year, McDonald's reported approximately $23 billion in total revenue. Of that, roughly $14 billion came from franchised restaurants, primarily rents and royalties. Only about $9 billion came from actually operating company-owned restaurants. More than half of McDonald's revenue is essentially rent collection. Their profit margins on the real estate and franchising business run at approximately 85%. Their margins on actually running restaurants sit at around 15%. They make 6 times more profit per dollar from being your landlord than from being your burger shop. The food business exists to fill the buildings. The buildings are the business. Now here is where it gets genuinely uncomfortable, because McDonald's does not just benefit when their restaurants succeed. They benefit when their franchisees need them. Picture running a McDonald's that is losing money. You cannot change the brand. You cannot change the menu. You cannot renegotiate the rent with your landlord, because your landlord is also the company that controls every other aspect of your business. You are completely at their mercy, and they know it. A franchisee who is struggling cannot easily leave. They have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into a McDonald's build-out. They are locked into a lease with McDonald's as their landlord. They cannot sell the brand. They cannot keep the location. Walking away means losing everything, so they stay. They work harder. They try to hit the numbers that will let them renew. And McDonald's, who owns the building they work inside, continues collecting rent on a business that has nowhere to go. This is not predatory by accident. It is a deliberate structural feature of the model. The franchisee's dependency is baked into the contract from day one. Ray Kroc understood this. He said it himself. The company he wanted to model McDonald's on was not a restaurant chain. It was General Motors. Because General Motors did not make money manufacturing cars. They made money financing the purchase of cars. The product was the vehicle for the financial relationship, not the other way around. McDonald's product is the vehicle for the real estate relationship. The burger is the excuse. McDonald's have been running this invisible business for 70 years, in plain sight. Behind a clown, a set of golden arches, and a burger that costs less than a coffee. The next time you drive past one, you are not looking at a restaurant. You are looking at one of the most sophisticated real estate operations ever built, disguised as lunch. So, here is what I want to know. Is McDonald's model brilliant? A genuine innovation that created one of the most durable businesses ever built? Or is it a system specifically designed to trap franchisees in financial dependency, while the corporation extracts value from both ends? Drop your answer below, because I genuinely think this one is more complicated than it looks.